Hello, stamping friends. I'm Brenda Hillard, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I can be found at createwithbrenda.com, and I love sharing my passion for the art of stamping and paper crafting. Today I've got a very simple but fun card for you. It uses two of the new sets from the 2023 January through April mini catalog. The one set is the Marigold Moments. This is a gorgeous set. And then the sentiments from Sentimental Park. Okay, let's get started. My color combination is Fresh Freesia, Blackberry Bliss, Pear Pizzazz, and Garden Green. Weird combination, right? But I love how it looks. Here's our card we'll be making. And I pulled out an old dusty tool I can't wait to show you. So the other product or embellishments is going to be the Whisper White crinkled seam binding, and then the Festive Pearls, and I'm going to be using these shiny silvers to finish off our project. The paper, well, let me back up. I have the Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Right marker and also the dark Fresh Freesia stamping blend. I'm going to color my ribbon. So just give me a minute. I want to do that now so that it's dry by the time we need it for our project. So I'm just going to color about 18 inches of our ribbon. And as you can see, you get a perfect match for your ribbon. And the other thing is that you only have to color on one side. It bleeds all the way through. So your ribbon is solid. Okay. Now, remember I told you about the trusty dusty tool? Look what I found in my drawer. Does anybody remember this? It's the spritzer. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that I still had it. So I'll show you that in just a second. But I'll also show you a workaround for that because I don't know how many of you are still going to have this trusty dusty spritzer in your drawer. Okay, I have a card base. It's the thick Whisper White, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Just going to crease that. I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that measures 3.5 by 5. A piece of Fresh Freesia that measures 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. And then a piece of just the basic white that measures 4.5 by 3. Okay, and then of course our medium white envelope. Okay, so let's start by stamping. I'm going to open up the Fresh Freesia. I'm going to take the small solid marigold stamp. I'm going to open up my Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to use the small detailed marigold. I'm going to open up my Pear Pizzazz, and that is going to be the stem for our marigold. And then with Garden Green, we're going to stamp our sentiments, thinking of you, from the Sentimental Park. So I'll start with our sentiment. I'm going to ink up and just stamp, ink up, and stamp. I'm going to ink up our solid marigold, and that was with Fresh Freesia. I'm going to ink up the Blackberry Bliss detail from the marigold, and pow, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Let's take our stem with the Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to stamp over all of it. I love this. Now, before I put my inks away, I want to grab my envelope, because you know the rule, no naked envelopes here at Create with Brenda. So I'm going to grab my fresh Freesia, the solid. I'm just doing the very same thing I did on our card front. Blackberry Bliss. Pow, that is gorgeous. And our stem. Yay, so now we have the matchy-matchy envelope. All right, I'm going to put away my inks, because basically, except for our inside sentiment, which I haven't chosen what I want yet on the Thinking of You, but I'm going to bring in my stamped piece and my Blackberry Bliss. Oops, I just knocked my mats on the floor. All right, so our stamped piece, my Blackberry Bliss marker, I want the wide tip, and our trusty dusty. So is what you do is you put your marker in here so that the felt ink tip is in front of the blower, and then you just simply puff air which I think you can see how it's lightly splattering our card. I'll hold it up so you can see it better. Then you just unscrew it, take your marker out, and put the cap on. Now, if you don't have this little relic in your drawer, you can take your bone folder and you just simply hit your marker on your bone folder and it spritzes ink off from the tip, okay? But can you see my spritz? It's an oldie but a goodie, right? I'm going to zoom just a bit because you don't need to see all that other. You want to see the card, right? So now I'm going to take my ribbon that we colored. I'm going to add some Stamp and Seal just on the edges. I'm going to wrap my colored ribbon around the bottom of my card. And there we go. Now I'm going to add Stamp and Seal, and we're going to adhere this to the Fresh Freesia mat. These colors just pop, you guys. I love it. They're one of my favorite combinations. Then I'm going to take my dimensionals and just add that to my Fresh Freesia base or mat. And I always like to put one in the center so that it stays up and doesn't sag. And then we're just going to put that onto our Blackberry Bliss mat, like so. We're going to take our little remnant of ribbon and tie a bow. And this is that basic white, the crinkled seam binding ribbon that I colored with the dark Freesia marker. You can tell I made a bunch of these for a swap. So look at my fingers, they're all full of Blackberry Bliss. But that's okay. It's a pretty, pretty color. All right. Added a little mini glue dot to the back of my ribbon, and I'm going to pop it on there, trim my ends. And the finishing touch for this card is going to be the shiny, shiny silver pearls from the Festive Pearls pack that carried over. So just a few little pearls like that. Isn't it pretty? I love it. And the other thing that's really nice is it's very quick, very easy, as you can see. Simply stamping, layering a little bit of ribbon, and There we have our card. I want to pop up my bow a little bit. It feels like it's kind of flat. There we go. All right. Right? And our matchy envelope. All right, you guys, there you have it. A very simply stamped but colorful card. And again, this Marigold Moments, when you look at the stamp set, it doesn't look like much, but look what happens when you stamp those beautiful colors and the details. I hope you'll give it a try. You can see my new February host code is right up here. So if your order is under $150, be sure to use that host code. If your order is $99 or more, let's talk, because I would love to have you join my team before the end of February. And yeah, see you soon with another project. Bye for now.